My heart breaks as I bring you the deeply saddening news that Eileen Fulton, the legendary face of daytime television, passed away on July 14, 2025, in her beloved hometown of Asheville, North Carolina, succumbing to heart failure at the age of 91, marking the end of a life that enthralled audiences for generations. She was born September 13, 1933, and earned everlasting fame as Lisa Grimaldi, the fiery, scheming villainess of As the World Turns, a role she portrayed with fearless intensity. From 1960 until the show's final episode in 2010, making her one of the longest-tenured soap stars in television history and redefining what it meant to be a daytime drama heroine. Wikipedia. The Press Democrat grows funeral home. From her early days training under acting greats like Sanford Meisner and Lee Strasberg at the neighborhood playhouse, to how she injected daring flair into her character, spurring the show's creator to transform Lisa from a temporary love interest into soap royalty, Eileen's passion, poise, and unapologetic strength captivated viewers, occasionally provoking fervent reactions, even threatening letters, testifying to her uncanny ability to blur reality with fiction. The Press Democrat. Wikipedia. Beyond the daily drama of Oakdale, Eileen also shined on stage in illustrious productions like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? On Broadway and The Fantastics Off-Broadway, often juggling live performances and televised shoots in the same afternoon, a testament to her tireless devotion to her craft. The Press Democrat. Wikipedia. She didn't just act, she sang, toured cabaret venues in New York and Los Angeles, wrote 2 candid memoirs, How My World Turns and As My World Still Turns, and even penned 6 murder mystery novels, displaying a creative spirit as restless and compelling as her iconic character. The Press Democrat. Wikipedia. As news of her passing surfaced, tributes poured in from across the entertainment world. Fans lamented the loss of soap's original bad girl whose every plot twist kept them hooked, while colleagues remembered her as a true pioneer who endured live television, long before strings of retakes were even imaginable. MichaelFairman.com. Online. Castmates and industry legends, along with now younger actors shaped by her trailblazing legacy, honored her with words like national treasure and soap opera legend whose grit forged a path for countless women to follow, reminding us that in an industry obsessed with youth, Eileen remained radiant, fearless, and authentic right up until her final act. MichaelFairman.com. College Times. Her passing isn't simply the end of a long life, it's the close of a chapter in television history that she helped write with every dramatic twist and tear-jerking confession. Rest in peace, Eileen Fulton. You taught us that power needn't be quiet, that a villainess could be timeless, and that true stars burn brightest when they dare to be defiantly themselves. You will be sorely missed, but forever remembered. My heart is pounding with grief as I bring you the devastating news. Felix Baumgartner, known to the world as Fearless Felix, the daredevil who leapt from the stratosphere, has tragically died on July 17, 2025, at age 56, in a paragliding accident in Porto Sant'Elpidio, Italy, when his motorized paraglider violently spun out of control and crashed near a hotel swimming pool, plunging the extreme sports community into sorrow and disbelief. Baumgartner's final hours began with an eerie post to Instagram warning of too much wind, a foreshadowing of the fatal moment when witnesses heard a loud boom before seeing his craft spiral downward and strike a wooden hut beside the pool. Rescue crews arrived swiftly, but the legend was declared dead at the scene, while a nearby hotel worker was injured by flying debris, underscoring the tragedy's sudden shock and scale. India Today. Al Jazeera +1. Wikipedia. Born in Salzburg, Austria, in 1969, Baumgartner first skydived at 16, refining his fearless artistry through countless jumps and base leaps, from Petronas Towers to Christ the Redeemer, marrying precision with audacity, earning a global reputation as a living symbol of human daring. National Geographic. Wikipedia. But it was October 14, 2012, that cemented his immortality when, as part of the Red Bull Stratos project, he ascended nearly 39 kilometers above the Earth in a balloon and then leaped back to the planet, free-falling at Mach 1.25, that's over 1,350 kilometers per hour, becoming the first human to break the sound barrier without mechanical assistance and setting 3 world records for exit altitude, freefall distance, and vertical speed. Wikipedia +1. ESPN. His daring act was watched by millions in real time, sparking awe across generations and earning him the Laureus World Action Sportsperson of the Year award, a Bambi Millennium honor, and the title of National Geographic's People's Choice Adventurer of the Year, recognitions that captured not just his skill, but the soulful courage he brought to every moment. Wikipedia. National Geographic. In the aftermath of his passing, tributes poured in from around the globe. The mayor of Porto Sant'Elpidio lamented losing a symbol of courage and passion for extreme flight, while Red Bull mourned a loyal companion who was meticulous, brave, and inspiring on every stunt, reminding us that no detail was too small, no risk too great in the pursuit of greatness. Al Jazeera. The Washington Post. Space. Social media mourners, fans, fellow skydivers, and those who once watched his supersonic jump play out on screen are posting heartfelt memories, offering condolences, and replaying that iconic thumbs-up moment from above Earth, now a bittersweet symbol of his unbreakable spirit. Today, we don't just grieve the loss of a man who flew higher than anyone before, we celebrate a visionary whose leaps challenged the limits of what's possible and who inspired us to look up, take a breath, and dare to fly. Rest in peace, Felix Baumgartner. You soared the skies, stunned the world, and your legacy will echo forever, louder than any sound barrier ever broken. Hold on to your hearts, dear viewers, because the world has lost a timeless hero whose stories of courage and laughter bridged generations and reminded us all of the true cost of freedom. Papa Jake Larson, the indomitable D-Day veteran and beloved TikTok sensation, has peacefully slipped away, leaving behind a legacy that will forever echo in the annals of history in our tear-streaked souls. Born Jacob Larson on December 20, 1922, in the quaint town of Owatonna, Minnesota, this self-proclaimed country boy fibbed about his age to enlist in the National Guard at just 15 in 1938, embarking on a harrowing journey through World War II where he served as an operations sergeant, meticulously assembling planning books for the Normandy invasion, storming Omaha Beach on D-Day June 6, 1944, amid a hail of machine gun fire that claimed so many comrades, then battling through the brutal Ardennes in the Battle of the Bulge, earning a Bronze Star for his valor and the prestigious French Legion of Honor for his unbreakable spirit that helped liberate Europe from tyranny. After the war, Papa Jake channeled his experiences into a heartfelt memoir, The Luckiest Man in the World, Stories from the Life of Papa Jake, published in 2021 with co-author Rita Carlson, sharing tales from his Depression-era childhood to his miraculous survivals, captivating readers with his positivity and wisdom. But it was in his golden years that he exploded into viral fame on TikTok as Storytime with Papa Jake, amassing 1.2 million followers and over 11 million likes by blending humorous anecdotes, like his quick smile and generous hugs, with somber reflections on war's horrors, often declaring himself the luckiest man in the world and a legend, while making annual pilgrimages to Normandy for D-Day commemorations where fans swarmed for selfies, and even earning the rare honor of being named an honorary citizen of Disneyland during his first magical visit to the park last November, where he charmed everyone with his animated tales and infectious joy. On a personal front, Papa Jake was a devoted family man who cherished his roots, raising a family that included his loving granddaughter Michaela Larson, who helped manage his social media and shared his final moments, embodying a life of resilience and gratitude that inspired him to urge world leaders to make peace not war in one of his last poignant messages, all while living quietly in Lafayette, California, where his quick wit and warm embraces touched everyone from young fans to fellow veterans. In a gentle farewell that feels like the soft close of an epic chapter, Papa Jake passed away peacefully on July 17, 2025, at his home in Lafayette, California, succumbing to natural causes at the remarkable age of 102, surrounded by family and even cracking jokes until the very end, a fitting exit for a man who outran death on the beaches of Normandy and lived every day with unyielding optimism. The news unleashed a torrent of grief and gratitude across the globe, with fans flooding TikTok and social media in heartbroken tributes, sharing how his stories educated and uplifted them, calling him a real hero who survived Omaha Beach and the Battle of the Bulge only to conquer hearts online. His granddaughter Michaela posted the emotional announcement, assuring everyone he went peacefully while reminding us of his enduring humor. The Overlord Museum in Normandy hailed him as an exceptional witness and bearer of memory, thanking him for his annual visits filled with smiles, humility, and tales that touched generations, vowing his stories would live on. Disneyland enthusiasts mourned the loss of their honorary citizen, recalling his joyful first visit. Media outlets like AP News, NPR, and local papers from Wausau to Pensacola amplified his legacy with headlines honoring his bravery and viral charm. Fellow veterans and historians like those at the Overlord Museum expressed profound sadness, while everyday admirers posted videos and messages, one fan noting how he inspired resilience, and even baseball accounts tied his memory to heartwarming moments like meeting Mike Yastrzemski, all uniting in a chorus of RIP to a true legend that underscored the profound impact of his life. As we dry our eyes and hold his lessons close, let's remember Papa Jake not just as a warrior who stormed the shores of freedom, but as the luckiest grandpa who taught us to laugh through the pain, honor the fallen, and embrace peace with open arms. Rest in eternal peace, dear Papa Jake. Your voice may have quieted, but your spirit roars on in every story shared, every hug remembered, and every heart you touched, leaving us forever inspired to live boldly and love deeply in your unbreakable shadow. Hold on to your hearts, racing fans, because the checkered flag has fallen on a true pioneer whose engine roared with unyielding passion and whose spirit defied every odd thrown his way. Rex White, the pint-sized powerhouse who conquered NASCAR's golden era and became its oldest living champion, has crossed into eternity, leaving behind a trail of triumphs that will forever rev in our memories. Born on August 17, 1929, in the humble dirt roads of Taylorsville, North Carolina, amid the Great Depression's grip, young Rex battled polio at just 9 years old, emerging with a withered right leg that could have sidelined him forever, but instead fueled his fire to prove the doubters wrong, learning to drive a neighbor's truck at age 6 and tinkering with his family's Model T by 8, dreaming of speed while moonshine runners tore up the nearby paths that birthed stock car racing's raw soul. Hitchhiking to Washington, D.C., as a teen for work as a dishwasher and mechanic, he caught the racing bug at West Lanham Speedway, crewing for locals before scraping together $600 for his own 1937 Ford in 1954, claiming a rookie sportsman championship and storming into NASCAR's Grand National Series in 1956 with 14 top 10s and 24 starts, his grit shining as he partnered with mechanic Louis Clements in Spartanburg to build a gold and white No. 4 Chevrolet that became synonymous with victory. Rex's career exploded like a high-octane blast, snagging his first win in 1958 at Champion Speedway, then dominating with 5 victories in 1959, but 1960 was his crowning glory: 6 wins, 25 top 5s, and 35 top 10s in 40 starts, clinching the Grand National Championship as just the 7th driver to do so, earning Most Popular Driver and Driver of the Year honors while outpacing legends like Richard Petty and Ned Jarrett, all at a featherweight 5'4" and 135 pounds, the smallest champ ever. Proving heart trumps size every time. He followed with 7 wins in 1961 for second in points, a career-high 8 in 1962, and consistent top 10 finishes until retiring in 1964 after 233 starts, amassing 28 wins, mostly on short tracks like Bowman Gray, where he triumphed 6 times, 36 poles, 110 top 5s, and 163 top 10s. Later honored as one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers in 1998, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015, and named to the 75 greatest in 2023, while post-racing he built an auto dealership and trucking company in Atlanta, staying a humble family man cherished by his niece Kay Barron, who cared for him in his twilight years. In a poignant fade to black that tugs at every racing soul, Rex slipped away peacefully on July 18, 2025, at the age of 95, in the comforting embrace of hospice care at his niece's home in Taylorsville, North Carolina, the very town that cradled his beginnings, his body finally resting after a lifetime of outrunning adversity, though the exact ailment remained private. A quiet end for a man whose life was anything but. The racing world erupted in sorrowful reverence as news spread like wildfire across the pits and grandstands, with fans pouring out tears on social media, hailing him as the underdog king who inspired generations with his polio-defying tenacity and short-track sorcery, while NASCAR chairman Jim France mourned the true pioneer whose contributions helped shape the foundation of our sport and offered heartfelt condolences, echoing the model of consistency who finished top 5 in nearly half his races. Hall of Fame Executive Director Winston Kelly remembered Rex as a visible pioneer whose legacy endures in hearts and archives. Driver Mark Martin shared an emotional tribute, recalling how Rex called him his favorite, saying that meant the world to me. Before a tearful RIP, Jeremy Clements honored him as fearless, determined, and talented, part of his family's story. Historian NASCAR Man called him one of the toughest drivers on short tracks at the dawn of the 1960s. South Boston Speedway, where he won in 1962, prayed for his loved ones, and icons like Bob Pockrass noted his 28 wins in championship, with outlets like ESPN and USA Today flooding timelines with tributes to the self-made legend who dominated independence and left an indelible mark. As the engines fall silent in this moment of profound loss, let us rev our hearts in tribute to Rex White, the fearless farm boy who turned a crippled leg into a pedal-pushing legend, teaching us all that true champions are forged in adversity, not size or speed. Rest easy, Gold Thunder, your roar echoes eternally through the halls of racing lore, inspiring every underdog to chase the checkered flag with unbreakable resolve, and for that, we'll forever be in your debt, tears streaming as we wave goodbye to a giant in a small frame.